Great day, an amazing day, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing out there? It's DJ Corrupt, Streetcorner Radio with another episode, man. This one is another amazing show. I'm telling you. Okay, so anyway, today I have a young man by the name of Tron. This young man to me is super intelligent. He is he's amazing. He's very talented, gifted, blessed. Honestly, I can go on and on of how unique this young man is. How I believe that he's going to be doing more great things in the future. Yeah, I can go on and on about that. But what I believe I should do right now is let me get Tron on the line so we can get the show going on. Streetcorner Radio, DJ Corrupt, and I'll be right back. Sir, are you there, Tron?
Good, what's good?
You hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I don't think you can hear me. Hang on.
I can hear you just fine.
You probably can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you. Hold on.
I can hear you. Ooh. Yes.
There it is.
You can hear me now? Thanks,
yes, sir. So we got the world checking in right now. Like I said before, man, this is a very, very intelligent, to me, I think like Tron is very intelligent.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I respect you, man. I have a lot of respect for you, how you moving.
I appreciate that a lot, bro. Like, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for having me on, by the way, too.
Yes, sir. Okay, so Tron, talk to me, man. The last time we talked, it was during quarantine, and we were quarantining. We couldn't really go out anywhere. A lot of shows were canceled. We weren't really happy about that. But, so tell me some things. Tell me some things about after the quarantine. Well, we're still quarantining, but
I was gonna say you act like we're not still quarantining.
Yeah, we're still quarantining, but I mean it's a little more freedom now.
Yeah, AMC. I just like my girlfriend and I just saw AMC was open. Now we were like, oh shit! Like I'm wondering like how they can like do it and still have it safe. Like I don't know. I still seen school buses driving around too. I don't understand.
There's a little bit more freedom. So the last time we talked, I think you and your girlfriend had gone out somewhere, or you trying to go out? You kind of remember that?
Yeah, like we weren't like what, when we weren't able to or something like that?
Right.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
So what have you been doing, man? What you been up to, bro?
Man, honestly, just being at our apartment, just raising our pit bull, recording music, just exploring, meditating, really just getting inside the mind, really just coming up with new ideas and just, trying to keep it fresh. And, for me, I recently just got back into my MMA gym after 3 months off. So that's been my biggest highlight, I guess, as far as like super duper change. I've just been on my workouts. I've been really just trying to push and just trying to get to my goal and bulk up and stuff. And that's I've just started that process like last week because the MMA gym was not open. It wasn't really open during that time. So I was just at the boxing gym with a couple of my buddies during that time. So now I'm just I'm still in the studio. I mean, pretty much every couple of weeks I'm still like in the studio. I just do that. I've been doing that ever since the quarantine, just even before it. Like Arson, I think Arson is a quarantine song in a sense because it was just like right around that time. But just keeping the ideas fresh, honestly, just trying to stay.
Yeah, I know you're big on that MMA, man. Tell me something about that MMA.
Yep. You said tell you about something. You said you want me to tell you about it?
Yeah. You kind of big on that. So how's it going for you?
Oh yeah, man. I got into MMA when I was in college. I think that means exactly 2016, like early 2016, because I got into college like late 2015 because I graduated high school early 2015. So, I got in the American Top Team. I was under this sensei named Paul Rodriguez. He was a 4th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. He was pretty much the guy that kind of taught me everything I knew during that time. There was 4 years of that. And then I went to my new MMA gym. That's pretty much the same, same brand or whatever. So, I just pretty much transferred over to the Atlanta version. And, I just say for me, it's just it's a form of meditation, and it's just a calming mechanism, and it's also a great way to really learn self-defense, obviously, and stay in shape. But over everything, it was really just the discipline and the kind of getting away from everything really that intrigued me so much. It was like, you know, human chess, and it didn't really matter where you came from or what background you came from. It was just more about who was better on the mats. You know, when we put the gloves on and put the shin pads on, it's really like, you know, talking's over. I really like that kind of aspect. Yeah. And it gives me, you know, it's almost like a coping method for me in a sense, because during college, it was just music, like music theory. So that stuff's pretty stressful for those who don't really know. Music theory is a very difficult topic, I'd say, just a difficult thing to get into, not just because of it being, you know, learning music notes. It's just because it's very complex, you know, and of course anyone can do it. And that was something that I just knew, even though I feared, I really wanted to push myself to do that. So, you know, but MMA played a huge role in just getting myself like calm and just getting myself, you know, out of the whole like, oh, this is too much zone. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
I can understand. So on a bad day, like this day is not going, it's a rainy day, it's not going that well, and you have three options. Mm-hmm. You can go in the studio and record a song. Mm-hmm. You can go in the studio and play on the drums, or you can go to the gym and do the
bar or whatever.
Now I know you're kind of dope on the drums. I can't wait to see you on the drums. But those are your three options on a rainy day. What would you do?
On a rainy day, I'd say it could be any of the three, depending on the rainy day it is. So I'd say, but I'd just say, just to give you a fair estimate, a fair answer off rip, I'd say drums, man, just because, I mean, drumming is just that's my bread and butter, bro. I've been drumming since I was 8 years old, and I taught myself how to play drum set. So, you know, that alone was a big thing for me, even throughout college. Like MMA, like I'm kind of going in chronological order as what did I learn first? I learned drums, producing, songwriting, or MMA, artistry in kind of the same, like, you know, field, just because it was both college. So, you know, I say off rip drums for sure. And then probably, I mean, like getting in the studio and recording the song, I mean, that's my favorite thing to do in the sense of just like, I mean, that's just, at this point, it's just routine. You know, I don't really go into the studio to make a hit record, so to say. You know what I'm saying? I go to the studio to make, you know, whatever's flowing, you know, listen to the beats, whatever's flowing. Because I feel like when you try to go in with a predetermined like result, predetermined like, you know, factor or whatever, when you're going to the studio, it just kind of like dampens the creativity a little bit. That's just my personal opinion, you know? So like when it comes to like my methods, I really try to, let's say, get ideas together and really come up with the topics like when I'm there, because it's like, all right, it's going to be fresh off my mind, you know, but I kind of have the flows and the, you know, the little ideas I have down. So, you know, and then, you know, MMA is just, just MMA, man. I go in there, bro. So, I mean, I would, you know, like I said, all three of them on a rainy day, but I put drumming first for sure.
Yeah. So that's what's up, man. So I know all of those are all your real passions, though.
My real passion is everything. My real passion is everything, man. I mean, from drumming to artistry and MMA, songwriting. I was once told that you're not supposed to limit yourself to one thing, you know, exactly. Especially coming from the industry. It's a very up and down industry. You don't really know what can happen. The economy could be bad. You know, I want to be able to do as much as possible. You know, I was once asked what I want to do in 5 years. I'm like, conduct an orchestra and be the conductor. Well, you know, like, well, I just want.
Let me ask
my brain.
Let me ask you. This was something I was thinking about a few days ago. So I'm sure you heard the saying that focus on one thing. You heard that before, right? Mm-hmm. As far as like, what do you want to do? Focus on that one thing, and that will take you where you need to go, open up doors or whatever. And on the other hand, there's guys like you. I'm that way myself. I have multiple things that I'm creative at, and I would like to do I would like to do them all. So what do you say about that saying? Like what side do you take on that saying though?
I definitely don't believe you should just stick with one thing and go with it. I think that it's like, if you could just try to be as versatile as possible, because, you know, to our knowledge, we only live once. So you really want to see what you can do. You know, if you're really good at something, like the other day I tried like drawing, like art with my girlfriend. Like I don't paint. I'm more of an artist, you know. I mean, you know, my like MMA is never something that I'm going to compete. I don't want to compete professionally. I mean, I happen to be good at it, but it's 5 years of really just, I see them very like close to each other in the sense of art is art, you know. And it comes in many ways, shapes, and forms. So I think that it's really important to just expand your mind and just see. It's okay to try stuff. You're not going to be good at everything. I'm not good at a lot of stuff too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an athlete. I mean, I played basketball when I was in like middle school or something, but like, you know, I was more of a music guy the whole time. But like, I also wanted to see, okay, well, what if I could act, or what if I could model, or what if I could do this? You know, I just think that it's about being as versatile as possible. And look, if one thing takes you to that next thing, that's great, because there's a lot of musicians who turn into actors. Look at Common, look at Tupac, there's a lot of people in Queen Latifah. Even my mom, she's acted in movies before too. It's like, you want to be able to do as much as possible, because then, you know, at the end of the day, we're all gonna be dead. So we're all gonna be memories. You want to be the best memory that you can be. That's how I look at it. Like at the end of the day, I mean, so, you know, do as much as you can do. That's my personal opinion on it.
Yeah, I've heard that some guys have said that to me directly. We're all gonna die someday. I don't know how I feel about somebody telling me that. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but see, for me, I say that only to say I like to keep myself on my toes and stay focused, in the sense of not slacking, in the sense of like really just understanding that, you know, every day counts. So that's why I say try to be versatile, because every day counts. You know what I mean? If you learn something new one day, and say say I plan to see, like, say I want to start a podcast soon with my engineer, my other producer. If I plant that seed a whole year later, it could be a whole thing. It's just about building up, you know. And I always say to artists, it's like, not everything happens overnight, and you really shouldn't want it to happen overnight. You want to be able to get to your max peak as you're progressing up, you know. I'm just getting started in the game. I've only been in the actual game. I mean, I've grown up in it, but like actually like myself, like maybe a year and a half, 2 years. So it's like in that year and a half, 2 years, it's been a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's heavy stuff. So you got to be able to handle all that, on top of being able to, you know, maintain yourself as an artist, as a person. So, you know, that's why I have my certain outlooks, and it just kind of helps me not get comfortable and be like, oh yeah, I'll just settle for being this. You know what I'm saying? I never want to look at life like that. I want to just be as good as I could be, and whatever, you know, have my kids be proud of that. You know what I'm saying? It's really more about that for me.
I think I had asked you before about, you know, coming from your background with your you know, with your mom being who she is and your dad being who he is. And I was asking you about, does that pressure fall upon you? Like, okay, they're doing this, they've done that. What am I going to do? How am I going to get to that level or so? Does that ever come to your mind?
Not exactly. I mean, it's really more of like, I was always given the choice to do exactly like whatever I wanted to do. So if it ended up being music, it was like, cool. If not, cool. You know what I mean? I think that any person in a preordained, predetermined type of looking position, you know, you could be the son of a lawyer. They're going to probably want you to be a lawyer, you know, son of a doctor. You might want to be a doctor or whatever. It's like, for me, I knew that it would kind of be a double-edged sword regardless how I felt about it, because it's really more about how the world perceives it and how most of these stories go in the first place. And I say that to say, like, you know, most people have, I guess, that feeling of entitlement, or feeling like, yeah, it needs to be like this. I feel the expectancy is a little bit higher. So that's why I wanted to take my time and learn as much as I could. And like, I've been recording music since I was like 15 or 16, but I knew it wasn't going to be like right, or just going to be like, you know what I'm saying? I knew the timing was going to be right. You know what I mean? Let's just put it that way. Like, that's why I went with the whole Reflections EP. I did all the beats. I wrote all the songs. Only thing I didn't do was engineer it. And I wanted to show it to my parents and be like, hey, I made up my mind. You know, I knew I wanted to be into music, but I made my mind up to be an artist. You know what I mean? So if I'm, you know what I'm saying? If I'm doing what I'm doing, then, you know, I'll just keep going at it. And if it wasn't going, you know, if it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? If I wasn't really feeling or whatever, then I would have maybe gone back into the just straight drum direction. Because I was going to go to Berkeley first. That was that's a music college in Boston. And I got into Berkeley for drumming, but I got in there, but I couldn't, in my mind, it was like, I couldn't really like focus on multiple aspects of music at the same time. Like, I had to just be mostly doing drums. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to study all the theory. I wanted to be able to have like a lot of piano theory in my system too, and vocal theory, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, that's why. Yeah.
So I know, you know, your mom. Let's talk about your mother for a second. Okay, so I know I saw the the little clip of when she was dancing to your song in front of the on the street when you? I think it was one of your shows or something like that.
It was she was you're talking about the captions thing?
Yeah, it was captions.
Yeah, I flew out to Detroit for their show. It was their show. So the dance was already made like about 2.5, 3 weeks before that. But it was shout out to Phil Wright, because that's the guy who did it. And when I went out there, she was like, "Hey, like I want to do the dance." I saw it from Phil Wright. I was like, "Yeah, that's what's up." And so then I did my little thing at the end or whatever, because I didn't really know, like, I'm not like a dancer like that. So I did my thing at the end, whatever. And then, it was just so organic, you know what I'm saying? Because like after that, I went on the plane, I was headed back to Atlanta, then it was all just like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? All this hype about the song. I didn't even have the song out yet. So
you know what I thought would have been an amazing idea, a great idea? I'm not sure you guys probably already thought of it before.
What?
A mother and son song. There's not one yet that I know of, bro. I don't know of any. Do you?
I don't know. Maybe one day. I don't do the whole latching on kind of stuff,
Has it been thought of before?
What's this called? She did background vocals on my Gone song. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, because the thing is that my parents they're like super established and whatnot.
Chili's in there. What's up, Chili?
I'm trying to get to that level. So, when I feel like I'm just getting started, and I feel like I got a lot of years ahead of me. So I definitely think that's down the line. You know what I'm saying? Let me work my way up. Let me get a couple awards. Let me get a couple albums out. And let me get up there, because I think it's all about respect too, bro. There's levels to this game. I respect the fact that there's levels to it. You can't just assume that because you come from something, you should just, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Assume that. That's why I didn't ask for any help with any of my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to, I didn't want to seem like I was, being ungenuine to myself, because I know, again, there's levels to this. So I want to be at a dope level. I want to be at a dope level. And then, yes, that'll be a dope collab. Everybody knows that.
I like that. That's something I like about you, man. Your energy is kind of like me, bro. You're not dependent on this, you're not dependent on that, and you just got to get up and get it. Right?
Thirsty.
So let's talk about this new song, man, Arson. Like, how did you moved on from this song to Arson? What was the process of you coming off of Captions and coming on to Arson, and why did you pick Arson to be the next one?
Well, actually, Captions was decided amongst democracy. So that's why that's why I did it that way. I had 70 like unbiased ears just come into the room and pretty much just, decide. I had like 7 songs. I was like, y'all pretty much raise your hand. You tell me which one y'all like. That's how Captions got chose. I only made that song a week before that. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even finished. I only had like the chorus or whatever. I did it with my dude Corey Mo and one of his guys. So, that was that. But see, Arson, again, I was recording songs. So like Captions was done in June. I was recording songs that whole time. And Arson came around like late February, early March. I think right after my mom's birthday or something like that is when my engineer and I did the song. Because we just specifically did it. It was just, it was just me and him, you know what I'm saying? And we just did the thing. Shout out to my boys Shadow and Rope God, man. I feel like they're very, very underappreciated producers who really deserve a lot more recognition. And that's why I love the fact that I can come off a record like this and they got such a heat beat. But the whole decision-making process of it was really like, because I have more like, I had like 20 songs to choose from. But for me, it was like, Arson was really more about like, at first I just wanted to make it about being lit. And then I was like, Captions had a deeper meaning to it. So I kind of wanted to go ahead and keep that like energy, keep that theme. Because I like stuff that has twists. I like stuff like Black Mirror. I like stuff that has like plot twists and like has subliminal meanings maybe. So, Arson is about like, for me, you're lighting fires, you're being lit, but that's also drawing attention. You also have a lot of attention on yourself. You're a light, you're shining. And that's why in the verses, I'm like, they don't understand. You don't got no friends, because after you light that fire, there's what happens. Everyone looks at that fire. There's a result that comes after that. It's called aftermath. And so that's what I kind of wanted to make the basis of the song of just, be you and be lit and be that, be that fire, but also be wary of your surroundings and be aware of yourself. Be aware of what you're, surrounding yourself with. You know what I'm saying? Be the Arson in this thing, but don't lose track of yourself. So I wanted to just kind of play off of that. And that's why, like, even in the video, I had made it like the animated me versus me pretty much, because it was like,
yeah. I see that. So
yeah, because like it's like for me, it's like your biggest enemy is yourself. You know, the only thing that's going to stop you from doing something good or being like, you know what I'm saying, like being the maximum you, like you said, what people believe in that they can't do this. Oh, limiting yourself to one thing. That's why I don't believe in that kind of stuff, because there's so much that you can do and there's so much to be done. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about, for me, it's just about getting that. But, you know, Arson, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I wanted to make a song about what real self-reflection is about, how strong your mind really is. You know what I'm saying? Like, because your mind is a real strong thing. If you tell yourself that you can't do something or you really doubt yourself, you're really going to not be able to do it. But I guarantee you, if you change that process, you won't be able to do everything, but you sure as hell be able to do a lot more stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Man, let me tell you, man, you're not saying anything that I do not know. I'm a clear witness of this just moments ago today.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you the story right now. I'll tell you the story later, man. But
all good.
So I think your mom's in here. I think she said something. She said, "I'm in." What does that mean? What does that mean?
But I have to get this album done, man. 2021. I'm only focused on shows and, you know, and more music out. Everyone was like, "When's the album coming?" and whatnot. It's coming. I'm looking at next year. Because it's like with Captions, I really had a long process of trying to make sure I had all my stuff together, make sure, like, it's a lot that goes into this new digital media that people don't really like to talk about. Like,
absolutely,
you really stuff is lined up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get free knowledge as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? And save people from getting in situations where, like, I've had plenty of friends where they had to, you know, they're thinking that they're getting with this distribution company and they're just taking money from them and stuff. It's messed up because there's a lot more dependency on the social media side. So, like, even when it came to Captions, it was dope how everything blew up, but I had to organize it and release it and get everything right. So, you know, that's all a process within itself, but that's not, you want to be able to maximize on your gains. So you don't want to just put something out and not be able to collect your revenue. There's a lot of reasons why artists missed out on millions of dollars from SoundCloud and stuff like that, because their stuff was mixtape. They didn't actually have like their stuff licensed. They'd actually have it coded or actually under their name or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? So now that I've actually got a good, and it's not that I had anything like bad going on. It's just a process of just getting the right things together, getting the right team together. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm going to be able to release songs so much more often. You know, it was like, what, a 7-month gap between Captions and Arson. Like, I'm going to be able to release music once every like couple months, once every other month, and videos go along with it. You know, I think it's about being consistent, man. This isn't the game of releasing music every like 1 or 2 years. Like, you got to be releasing music all the time. It's a lot going on, you know? So, you know, that's my plan right now. 2021.
Sometime ago, I'm going to ask you this question, and we're going to play the song Arson. But a little while ago, maybe like a few years ago, it was like a system. You put out a record, you promote that record for 6 months to a year, maybe 2, and because it takes time for it to go. Do you feel like in today's time, like that's still the theory? Like you still have to work that one song, or can you like put out multiple songs and still promote it, but put more out at one time?
I think that you could put more out at one time because it's not about being so special that you rarely drop songs. I think it's really more about like, it's consistency, man. Like, you can have a hit record and I feel like you can bank off of it and ride it for a couple of months maximum. And that could be any song. I feel like it could be a platinum record. And I only say that to say music time moves fast. The stuff that's relevant 2 years ago might not be relevant now. Songs, song genres, song types. You know, 2011 was the era of dubstep. You know, 2014, 15 plus seemed like the era of trap plus. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're still, and I feel like now music is at a place where everything is acceptable and everything is just getting big. It's just really about what you really want to do. What's your preference? So I'd say that to say you got to stay consistent because there's a lot of people putting out a lot of music in even subgenres of music because there's thousands, at least at this point, of subgenres. So you got to be able to be on top of it, but you don't want to overwhelm people with too much content that you don't save enough to grow as an artist. So when I say that, I mean grow as an artist as I'm not going to make 5 captions, right? Because 5 captions doesn't show my versatility. Now, would I make some songs that sound like the cousins of captions? Of course, because that's called consistency. But will I also switch it up and add other elements to my game and other genre elements to my game? Absolutely. Why wouldn't I do that? Because even if it's not my strongest suit, it shows that I can go here and there. And that is what makes you a versatile artist in the first place. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole gist of the thing. So I want to be able to have at least a couple of different styles on my album. That's like, all right, you got Arson feels, Caption feels, maybe the old EP feels, and maybe some feels in the next couple of months when I release more records that, we haven't even heard before. But as long as it's staying consistent and it has my sound, the sound that I'm continuing to develop, I know I'm going in the right direction. So
very intelligent young man. I like that. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, as you already know, we're on the line with Tron, and Tron has a new record. It's called Arson. We're going to check that out right now. Here it is, Streetcorner Radio, DJ Corrupt. What up? Hey, listen, bro. This is really creative. This is really dope. I'm just now seeing that the characters you did a character of you.
It's my I did it in that's actually my movements. I did it in a morph suit, and I hope that it's a little appreciated a little bit, because I oh my god, that was like 3-4 Fridays in a row, 8-hour days calibrating morph suits and doing it. But shout out to Play the Crowd, man. That's my boy Cody and his team up there. Though. Yeah, man. But listen, that's something that I always wanted to do, man. That was something that I was always interested in. Like, I was like, when I was in college, I was just like, man, I want to be able to animate my own game, do that, because like the whole character thing is introducing my game. It's going to be an app, and I think it's going to be releasing. Excuse me. Sometime in late September, early October, just getting all the details together. And that was introducing that game. So it was pretty much like me playing my own game pretty much. But yeah, it's going to be on that. It's going to be an app first. And I want to make it like the games I like, super customization based, where you could really just get into it, add stuff, it's going to be like pretty much like that. But that was the introduction to that. Mm-hmm.
So this was already thought out years ago.
Yeah, as far as like, well, see, here's the thing. I think COVID helped as far as getting that part together, as far as like get me really branching out and wanting to get that creative, because it's like, with captions, I felt like I was able to rely a lot on imagery. It's just like how new movies rely a lot on CGI, and 80s and 70s movies were like a lot better because they had to rely on better acting. In my opinion, 90s, 80s, and 70s movies, just because it's like, I think you had shorter film time. You don't have all the CGI. You got to really sell it. So for me, I was like, man, after Arson came together, I was like, bro, we really got way more creative with Arson, just because it was so limited to what we could actually do. You got to get creative and like keep, you know what I'm saying? And just keep it going, keep the audience entertained. Because for me, I get uninterested very easily when it comes, especially like videos and stuff like that. Like I want to try to keep the audience's attention as much as possible, have a storyline. I don't like just having mindless scenes and it doesn't have a basis of a story. That was really that. And then of course my girlfriend was able to be in the video with me. So that was awesome for me, because, that was sick. And then I had a few of my friends, a few of my boys, and, we just did the thing. So as far as like creative base goes, I think I would definitely even give it to Arson, just because it's off the rip of like, that's what I'm saying. When you have a limited box, you can make two decisions. You can really just be like, all right, I don't know what to do. Or you could just say, hey, we're going to make it work. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make it work, because, we with all the limited resources that we had, I think we were able to make something really dope, and even when it came to the game stuff, it was like, we had a month to really get it together, but we just grinded. We just grinded that whole June month, every like Thursday, Friday, just getting different stuff together for the scenes, the morph suit, for the game, because I wanted to make it as realistic and as interactive, like to me, as possible,
Well, let me say this, man. I love your energy, bro. So
I appreciate that, bro.
We're going to make more people. The video's doing pretty good. There's a lot of views on it. I have 2 questions for you, maybe 3, and then we can wrap up.
No problem. You ask as many questions as you need to.
Okay,
we good.
Okay, cool. So, take me through your recording process. Like, what do you do? How do you do this, and how does it go down?
Okay, so I came up with this method back in like, I think it's getting out of college and just getting to like the big boy studio, so to say. Because I had a home studio that me and my engineer recorded at. So like for me, Memorization has always been a hit or miss kind of thing, I'd say. And so I'd always think like, you know, when it comes to writing songs, you have a lot of ideas and you have a lot that you want to put down. And even if you write a whole song, you still have to deliver it just how you wrote it. So with that being said, it becomes difficult and you have creative blocks, and this limits your creative process. And most studio times are on your hour by hour. You know what I'm saying? You're paying by the hour and whatnot. You know, I look at it like that as soon as, because bro, when I'm not in my home studio, I'm not on my time. You know what I mean? So I got to be as creative and as innovative and as thorough as possible, but especially without rushing the song. But say it's the same consistency. You should be able to make a record in a like even an 7 to 8 hour block. Really, it shouldn't take that long. So my creative process, you know, I go in there. Being a producer first, I really would like to sit there from scratch with a producer, but you don't always have the luxury to do that. That's always subjective to the person. You know, some producers just have the beats ready. Some just want to do, you know what I mean? Like, it just depends on who you got. But like, I'll go through the beats. What I'll do is I'll go in this booth. I'll record a bunch of takes, but just like freestyle takes, not necessarily lyrics, just like, you know, just takes of just flows. You know what I mean? Just something here and there, all in the key of the song, because you kind of get those flow ideas together. I kind of see it like a tattoo. You do the outline and then you do the fill in, right? And so then after you have all the flows, what I'll do, my engineer will go out in the booth and we'll pretty much have 4 different takes of just flows, and we'll pick and choose. Okay, what song is good for a melody? What sounds good for a chorus? What sounds good for the verse? All this kind of stuff. What's good for the bridge? What's good for the outro? And then, you know, you just make it like that. And every record, I mean, my EP records I didn't do like that, but Captions and Arson I did just like that. And I'm going to continue to do that for all my records. It's because it's a foolproof strategy for me, because it doesn't make me have this you know, pressure to just remember this 2 minutes and 30 seconds of lyrics straight. You know what I'm saying? Because because it's like, bro, you want to have a triplet flow right here. You want to have another flow like this, and then you want to go like that. Like, it's like, you don't really know if you're just looking at the words, because it's like, they ain't going to say, oh, triplet, unless you put the side notes. It's like if you're doing a score, you know, you have to just see the notes just like how they are. They're not going to make the sounds for you. So, you know, that's pretty much the way that I like to do it, you know, and that's, you know, and then after that, I go in, I fill my harmonies, and I do that kind of stuff, just ad-libs and whatnot. But the actual process itself is, I say, building the robot. You know, it's doing the tattoo, starting with the outlines, getting the flows together, and then getting the lyrics. Because then after that, guess what? You have all these flows that you have. You might take you 20 minutes to arrange a song, and you have the rest of the whatever hours that you have to record to just figure out what you want to talk about. You know what I mean? And I think that also gives you more room to make more versatile lyrics and to be able to rephrase things and you know, add more punctuality to them, if even.
You remind me so much of myself, bro. So much. There's so much going on in your brain. I know it is.
It's hard to maintain this thing, bro. Hard to stay asleep. It's hard to stay asleep.
I know it is, man. I know it is, bro.
Oh,
so let's go out. Tell me things that you like to do outside of music, which is probably not many at all, not much at all.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be kind of surprised, I guess. I mean, let's see. I mean, obviously love going on dates with my girlfriend. That's fun. We mean, that's just our thing. Obviously, even with COVID, we still try to make it work and still try to go out to eat and just, you know, have fun. Besides music, heavy gamer, man. I've just started my Twitch up. That was one of those other things. I was like, you know, growing up, being in this whole industry thing is just like it's a lot. And I always say it's a lot, but I also say that the right people can handle it. You know what I'm saying? And so when I say that to say, like, for me, getting away was playing video games. I'm a gamer till this day. I'm a diehard gamer to this day. I'm a big gamer till I die. And I think that it actually, like, I still have friends from Xbox that I've been playing like 12, 13 years. And even in high school, I was YouTubing, doing Xbox stuff. And I actually have a lot of fans from the gaming community, and they didn't even know who I was as Tron or whatever. They don't know the whole, like, you know, the Chili Dallas thing or whatever. They didn't know none of that stuff. They're just like, oh, wait, you're the guy from the Xbox world? I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy too. Because I used to edit Halo videos. I'm a big Halo player. My friends and I used to be like in this like squad thing. Some of them even asked me why I took the videos off my YouTube, and I was like, you know, I'm going to put them back my girlfriend and I are starting a gaming channel. I'm putting that under my Tron music channel. So, I'm just trying to, that's what I'm saying, trying to do as much as possible, bro. Because like like you said, I don't really like a lot of stuff out of music and MMA. That's really like all I really watch is anime, MMA, and music stuff. I can thoroughly say that and not like put my hand on the Bible. Like I really don't watch anything else. So it's like for me, I want to be able to show everything that I do, every show, and I feel like gaming. I see a few artists do this, but I see a lot of like games really bring people together, man. It really gets you to see a lot of other sides, and it just brings, I don't know, man. It's just a whole different world. Like a lot of gamers understand. It's just like you go into a whole different zone, and it's like MMA for me, escaping the reality, escaping some of this, you know what I'm saying, just some of what you're dealing with, and just breathing and focusing on, shooting the ops for like, you know what I'm saying, the next hour or whatever. So, that's one of the things. And I mean, besides that, I mean, I love going jog, working out, just, keeping the body active. So,
yeah. I want to shout out to my co-host on my radio show, Shy Jones. She's checked in. Big shout out to Chili. Big shout out to Crystal PR, Enhanced PR.
Crystal.
And, yeah, what's up, Crystal? So Tron, man, I have a new show, a new radio show. I think I had mentioned it, and I went back and I had to go back and look at your drumming, and I said, this young man, yo, where you get the sound? Like when you do your drumming, what's on your mind when you're drumming?
Armageddon. Armageddon. I mean, honestly, bro, just when I used to drum back in high school, like I remember it was like my drumming was a mixture of rage and passion because I love a lot of metal. I love a lot of I'm being dead ass right now because I hated school, bro. I hated high school. And so every time I got home and I finished homework, I just wanted to go destroy my drums, like and play the most death metalist, the most insane sound of music. But see, for me, everyone was like, okay, whatever. But I'm like, I like to take on the challenge of the hardest like thing, right? So like maybe my friends were doing jazz band, and I did jazz band for a couple of years, but I was more of a metal drummer because I like to do the double basses and all that stuff. So I'm over here doing like all these like metal flows and stuff, and my boys over there doing the the on the four, the top. So it's like for me, and then what's funny when I tried out in Berkeley. I'm up there playing like Avenged Sevenfold and Mars Volta and Dream Theater songs and whatnot, and they was like, do I know any like what did they say? They said, I know some kind of, it was like Buddy Rogers or something like that. I was like, I mean, yeah, I could be all a little something, but like for me, it's just a mixture of, and it's also like not really. It's this thing I call a nature of flow. Like you're not really trying to think as you're moving. Like you're really just trying to let your body flow. You know what I mean? Like. And when you have to focus on something like double bassing or playing like weird timing, like 5/8 timing or 5/4 timing or something like that, 3/4 timing, you can't really take the time to think. You have to really be able to just act and play and just do it like that. So I've tried to teach myself to drum like that the whole time. I'm like, play as if you are playing live. Play as if it is this like, this situation. And what I would do is I have every genre under the sun on my phone, and I would just go and shuffle, and I would put my earphones in, and I just drum to whatever plays. So it could be a Nirvana song, it could be a Seal song, it could be an MJ song, it could be a Bob Marley song. You know what I'm saying? It's just, would I ever release a metal song? Shoot, maybe one day. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows, man? I always said I wanted to be a drummer for a band. I also wanted to be in a rock band. That was the biggest thing I wanted to do, like even growing up. People always get surprised. The first concert I went to that I really remember, obviously outside of my mom's concerts and TLC concerts, was Kiss. Gene Simmons, one of my biggest inspirations as well, man. That's that whole. It was like the whole act of it was like the persona meets the stage. It's like the entertainment and the music clash together. It's like, you have the facade of the fire and the wings and stuff, but also playing the like kick-ass music in the back. And I always thought that was so cool. I was 6 and I remember I made my dad, I made him stay through the whole concert. It was like maybe 3 hours long of a Kiss reunion concert. I was 6 years old. And I was like, and at the end I was like, is that just a bunch of old guys in face paint? He was like, yes, that's what I was trying to get you to understand the whole time. I was like, oh, but I thought they were so cool. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's something that I'd be open to. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, hey, the industry always is different. What's hot, what's not. You don't know. Metal could get right back on the scene as a main genre, or rock or whatever. And when it does, I'm an advocate for pushing that. I also like when I always say my rap, I always like to influence or rap, sing, whatever. I always like to just take from influences that I've had just growing up. So obviously I've been influenced by my mom. I've been influenced by, Michael Jackson. Like I said, Kiss, System of a Down, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and people, Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar. I feel versatility that I want to put together. So even when I'm asked about genres, like, oh, what's a better genre? Oh, is it, old school rap, new school rap? I'm just like, man, it doesn't matter, bro. Every genre deserves recognition, and every genre can be a subgenre. And I always stand proud behind that. Subgenres is a thing. You're supposed to be able to break down music as little as possible. Shouldn't be limited. Nothing should.
Let's get to the Q&A, man. We have one person here. That's the question right there. You want to know, who is your favorite singer?
Chris Bennington from from Linkin Park, because of a few reasons. I like the fact that he can, I love, growing up seeing my mom be able to, do multiple things with her voice. I understood that vocals is not an easy thing. I didn't even want to get into vocals until I was in college. So, that goes to show, a lot of how I felt about that. But I say Chris Bennington, rest in peace to him, because he was able to go from grunge metal to soft soprano. And that's a really hard thing to do when you're if you're a grunge singer, because I know metal singers too, they drink a lot of orange juice. Soft singers, or singers, pop R&B singers, such as my mom, orange juice is not good for the vocal cords. It's not good for my vocal cords. It's not good for anyone's vocal cords, but it's good for that genre, because you're torturing your voice to make that, sound. You know what I'm saying? So it's I respected the fact that he could go in and out of that at the blink of an eye, and I would see a lot of those recording sessions, and I was just like, bro, how do you do that? Because the way that you can really control the vocal rhythms, it's a really impressive thing. If you really break down the statistics of it, that's so I definitely have to put him at my favorite singer. As far as
what is the best thing to take for your vocals when you singing and rapping or whatever? Is there something you take exactly?
So water obviously is good for clearing the vocal cords. You obviously don't want to drink way too much water. I would say with any situation, you just, I don't think you can perform the best when you're just too full or whatever, have too much in your system. Hot teas, warm teas, nothing you don't need to make it burning hot. You shouldn't make it super hot tea, because you don't want your vocal cords to be all crisp and shriveled up in a sense. You want to make it warm, you want to make it clear to where your vocals, and maybe a little bit of honey, just a little bit of honey. I say that's best for, meditating the voice, and then I have these Chinese herbs called Calm Voice that also helps your, that also helps your vocals out.
Got you. Q&A, baby rapper. What does that mean? Who's your favorite rapper?
Favorite rapper. Now, right now or all time? Now, see, I'd say of all time, I have to say Lil Wayne, man. Lil Wayne, he's a huge influence as far as that part goes, because I'm a 97 baby, so I grew up on, as far as my favorite rappers go, that consists from 3 6 Mafia to Lil Wayne, especially back in the Lil Wayne, Birdman, Father Son days. I mean, those albums were just gold, bro. Kendrick Lamar is on that list as well. But I think I just say, obviously my boy Drake too. He's definitely on that list as well. But of all time, I'm definitely going to have to go with Wayne, man. Wayne for sure.
Gotcha. That's what's up. I mean, yeah, that sounds about right. Lil Wayne, especially for young.
I was going to say, because obviously, everyone has a Tupac and Biggie argument. I think Tupac and Biggie, they're also on my top 10 list as well, too. But I think that, every generation has their artists that you probably hear, more consistently than everybody else. So for me, that would be Lil Wayne. Maybe a little bit a couple years later would be Future for some kids. I think Roddy Ricch said something like that. Young Thug and Future were his Tupac and Biggie. So I don't know if it was him. Don't quote me on that. It may have been him or somebody else, but it was a new generation rapper that pretty much said that the rappers that I grew up with are my Tupac and Biggie, and like, you know, I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying that. I think that that's perfectly understandable when you're putting into context of, yeah, that's what we really grew up with. You know, a lot of people grew up keep and walk a flock with. That was like that trap era. You know what I'm saying? And I was a part of that too, because I was still in school. But, you know, directly growing up, I mean, 3 6 Mafia and Lil Wayne were just my bread and butter. Like, just those two. I just remember 3 6 Mafia.
So would you do a song with any one of them? Of course you would, right? Yes.
Oh my gosh, of course. You know, again, like I said, I want to work with all the greats, and you know, my mom on that list included. My mom and my auntie Tiana. That'd be dope to have a song with TLC. I want to get to that level, bro. I want to get to that point. I say Auntie Tion.
Oh, Tion.
Yeah, that's T-Boz for everybody else.
Yeah,
that's my
T-Boz.
But yeah, I mean, I want to make a song with all the greats. I want to make a song with pretty much like there. People say like, who would you make a song? Who wouldn't you? I make a song with anybody. It's not really. I don't get that specific when it comes to working with people as far as that part goes. If we both have a creative direction and a good prerogative of what we want to get out of this song, and the intentions are great, and we're, you know what I'm saying, business is good, we're just vibing, then it doesn't matter to me. It shouldn't really matter like that, you know? I think it's really more about what sounds best with your sound. And so for me, I'm 2 songs in, and so I got a lot of sound and a lot of development that I still believe I still got to go. I have 2 songs in that I have out, but I have 30 songs in the vault. And maybe 4 of those songs might get chosen, maybe not. You know what I mean? That's why I say you just keep making music and just staying consistent with it, because if you make music to make a hit record, I promise you you might, but you're going to be chasing that hit record. You don't want to keep doing that, because that's going to make you feel like you're working. You know, music is not about making you feel like you're working. Music is making you feel like I'm just doing this for the art and the creative process of it. And I'll tell you this, man, it's not all fun and games. Of course, you know, I say this and I'm saying this all lightheartedly, but you know, everything's all fun and games till it gets down to all the business and all of this and who gets that and what gets that. And when that comes into play, that throws a lot of this industry, the game itself. I always say the game kills a lot of talent, and a lot of the talent doesn't know what to expect from the game. And, you know, it's a shame to see a lot of artists fall because of stuff like that, but it's true. You know, bad things in situations can definitely kill your creative process. You can definitely go from feeling like you're making music for yourself to making you feel like you're making music for other people, or making it for the label, or for whatever, you know, you have to make it for. You know what I mean? But I think that with a strong mind, and I think that with strong will, and I always give artists the same advice. I'm like, you got to take constructive criticism, but don't be so heavy-hearted about it, because constructive criticism, I'm going to have a different opinion than you. You're going to have a different opinion than me, and that's fair. You know, we make music. People say they don't care what people think. You do care what people think. You know, you do care what people think about your music. You know, you want to make the best quality music possible, because if you're just making it for yourself, then don't put it online. You know, when you go online and say, you know, oh yeah, I don't care, whatever, on your little Instagram post, you do.
On your little Instagram post?
Yeah, bro, come on now. You know, because it's like, as much as people just want to be on this wave of I don't give a F about this and that or whatever, I feel it, bro. But like, when it comes to developing as an artist, you got to keep yourself open enough to really be able to be like, yeah, all right, that's something that should probably take into consideration. Not I got to change my whole sound, bro. Everybody's not going to like your music. That's the whole thing. I always said that. I'm like, if you're making music and everyone likes it, I think you're doing something wrong. Like, not everyone likes my music, and I'm not pressed about it. I don't look at it like you have to, you know. Not everything's for everybody. So, you know, it's the artistry part itself. I mean, you got to be able, like I said, to take constructive criticism and just be open enough to take it and not just shut down and be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. You know what I mean? Like, seeing way too many people with these kind of mindsets.
I know for a fact it's not hard to tell that this music stuff runs in your blood, bro. That's not hard to tell. So, but you speak it so fluently, man. You know, I want to know, like, what inspires you the most? Like, you know what I'm saying? The way you speak, what you're speaking, like, it's just in your brain. It's just there. You don't have to dig for it. You know what I'm saying? It comes out freely. So what inspires you the most?
Knowledge. I think knowledge does, because knowledge is infinite. I think old people inspire me. I think people who have lived on this earth twice as long as me, such as my mom, such as my grandma, you know what I mean? People who I can genuinely look at as influences to lead me in the right path. I've always been taught the right stuff, man. It's like, in such a tough industry, I had my blinders on and just kept my head forward because I didn't want to get caught up in any kind of stuff just because of a name or whatever. And I think that's why I have such a different outlook about a lot of stuff, because it's just like, I don't live life based off of being Tron. I live life based off of trying to be the best Tron possible. And that involves me grinding and working hard and trying to find myself. And you got to make sacrifices and do that kind of stuff to get to that point. You know, I didn't want some path of the industry that made it seem like, oh, because he's this, then, you know, he automatically gets that. Because again, the double-edged sword comes into play when the expectancy's in there. So because if I have celebrity parents or industry parents, I should automatically be good because, like you just said, oh, it runs through your blood, you know? If I wasn't good, then it's going to be like oh man, you know what I mean? It's going to be even harsher. I've had a lot of people say, oh my God, I thought your music was going to suck, but it doesn't. And bro, I was like, all right, okay, cool. Because, you know, and a big thing that even my mom taught me, it was like, you got to be, you know, tough skin. You got to have thick skin for this kind of stuff. Because, you know, you're going to sometimes have a Simon Cowell, and you're going to sometimes have people more like a Randy Jackson or something, you know, more laid back, more like this. And it's all going to have to do with judging your music and criticism. And you're going to have to make the executive decision on what you want to listen to and what, you know, how you want to develop yourself as an artist, you know? And like I said, it's tough, but I think with the right willpower, and again, if you have an open mind for knowledge, you know what I'm saying? You have a center in your life, it's going to be very easy for you to really grow and to really keep a steady focus. So I'm addicted to wisdom. I like to learn stuff new every day. You know, quarantine has taught me to spend less time on social media and spend more time looking at facts that I haven't found out before. Maybe a new animal that's in the that's in Antarctica that no one's ever like heard about. Like I just like learning knowledge and new facts, because I feel like, especially with this quarantine stuff, it's easy to get paranoid and go crazy because you can't really do much. I had like 6 or 7 shows get canceled. So obviously there was a period of like slight depression, because I'm like, oh my God, I just got my feet wet. Now I'm ready to perform. I only did like 3 shows, but I also look at it like, what? I'm gonna build a whole catalog and I'm gonna have everything ready, and I'm gonna be able to, like, with all the knowledge that I gain, all the, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole gist of the thing. So I want to be able to have at least a couple of different styles on my album. That's like, all right, you got Arson feels, Caption feels, maybe the old EP feels, and maybe some feels in the next couple of months when I release more records that, you know, we haven't even heard before. But as long as it's staying consistent and it has my sound, you know, the sound that I'm continuing to develop, you know, I know I'm going in the right direction. So
very intelligent young man. I like that. Yeah, it was so good. It was going so well. I got a lot of good information from you. I'm sure the people, they loved it.
For sure, bro. Hey, bro, I appreciate you having me, bro.
Yeah, a lot of good feedback. So basically, I really wanted you to come back so we can sign off correctly, and I wanted to mention to you that I have a new show. I have a completely new radio show. It's still Streetcorner Radio, but there's a live. Oh my goodness! I would love for you to come down to my show and bring you in. And do your drum set.
For sure.
And do your drum routine, bro. Like, that's going to be crazy.
Bro,
that's going to be crazy. So my show is on Mondays at 6 p.m. off of Fulton Industrial.
Okay.
So
just hit Crystal, bro. We'll set the whole thing up.
Okay, because I know the concern was about you coming out. And, you know, of course, we'll have, you know, be masked up and everything. And it's a very clean environment, a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is my third. You'll be my 4th show, because I've done 3 so far. It's a completely new show, but it's the same brand, Streetcorner Radio. And I think you'll be dope, bro. I think it'll be great, man, to have you coming on. Chili's back in. Chili, listen, Chili. I know this is... Okay, let me just say, I appreciate you. You know, I appreciate you. I appreciate Dallas Auston for bringing this amazing young man into the world. This is like a breath of fresh air from my point of view. You know, he's amazing, and he's really, really gifted. He's knowledgeable. You don't have to teach him a lot, because he sucks it in. He's just great. I respect this young man.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, definitely. So that's it, bro. We'll I guess we'll work on Crystal and see what the word is. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by. DJ Springwiz, Any DJs online right now, if you need drops, anything you need from Tron, let me know. If you need the record, I'll get it to you ASAP. DJ Spin Wiz, I see you checking in. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need, bro. New record is called Arson.
Let's get it.
And I'll send you the MP3. As a matter of fact, you guys need to send me the MP3. I'm still watching the YouTube video.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, so you shoot me the MP3, man, and hopefully we'll see you next Monday. I'll send you guys information, or I'll have Crystal make it happen.
For sure. Appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything you want to say to the people? We out of here.
Y'all can follow me at Time Fly By on Instagram. Time Fly By 777 on Twitch for all my gamers out there. Tron Music is the YouTube channel. Y'all make sure y'all check out Arson's Arson official music video. I'm gonna be having a podcast and my gaming channel open in the next couple of weeks. So my podcast, I'm gonna be talking about just kind of similar stuff that I'll be talking about in interviews, not like necessarily like exactly my stuff, really just more like it's not stuff that you typically just like hear, maybe songwriters talking about their songwriting process, maybe producers talking about what programs or what kind of stuff they like to use, really just kind of getting that other side of the industry that doesn't get as much recognition that it deserves, I think. And because I do the behind the scenes and the front, so I like to bring some of those behind the scene people, kind of more to the fore writers. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't really get those opportunities and recognition. If I could, start something like that and just have a, like I said, versatile, like saying that word, podcast, I'm gonna do that. So that's something to look out for. But all that will be under the Tron Music channel. So
good deeds, my brother. Good deeds. Good deeds. Continue dropping good deeds, man.
I will. Yes, sir. You already know.
There it is. DJ Corrupt, Street Corner Radio. Tron is in the building. Arson, the new record. Go get it right now. One love. We appreciate y'all stopping in.
Yes, sir. Salute, bro. Appreciate you having me.
You got it. Peace out.
Peace out.